Hey guys, let me share an ancient game Mr. Yang played in a tournament. How long ago? 40 years ago. It was I think it's still going on, the annual Zhang tournament. And so it's Mr. Yang, super strong and master of fundamentals. Some of the greatest books ever written. Okay. And he's playing a 6-dan in the tournament. I like those games. To play 6 and 7 dons and win. How do you say it? Without flexing, you'll win just ordinary moves, nothing special. I like that. It really teaches me about things. Let's have a look. Mr. Yang is white. Standard stuff. Okay. We have the, what's it called? The mini Chinese. When this was played, A was considered a mistake. Well, there's 4 approaches to this corner, right? B was considered a mistake because from here, instead of responding, black can make a sente, come back to the fight, and white doesn't have time to start a second fight here. So black has picked up a tempo. So it was considered that white's behind. We'll leave behind if that's true or not, but this was the idea. This was considered a mistake because basically there's 3 black stones in this area and 1 white stone. And the idea is that black's going to get too much advantage. So you should back off to C or D. So if we compare this pinch, which happened in the game, and there's a lot of black stones here. White has a certain amount of work to do to be safe. Let's do the same thing here. Oh, easier to settle. There's more room. So that was the idea back then. We don't think that anymore, but that was kind of a real thing back then. Okay. But Mr. Yang would say, oh, I've beat many top professionals with this move. He was very proud of that, I thought. Pinch, contact. If black takes the corner, white's just out. We can't even catch white. So black comes out, white goes into the corner. Black forms a very pleasant group on the bottom. White finishes up. White's now alive. Now, white's group is really quite small. Black got quite a bit of the points here. But we ask, who's going to be getting more points on the bottom and the bottom right? Well, black is. Duh. So, yeah, it ends up white being just alive. Well, it's not supposed to be. And, of course, there's plenty of room to finagle things in area 1. Okay. Black to play. Next area. We could make an argument that A is better, but we're fine here. Back then, of course, this was the standard Joseki. We don't use it nowadays much. White comes in. Pinch. Okay. So one of the white stones is going to live comfortably. White doesn't care which one. Okay. Oh, this wasn't the Zhang. This was the US Open. We can see because of the typing there. It's not typing, it's a message. Standard stuff. Again, we don't use this as white anymore, as black. Too good for white. Should be here, right? He plays here, which tidies up that area well, but then white gets this move in, which is reverse sente and kind of big for the top. Okay. White's left a cut here, but the idea is we're not concerned. The two black stones can't cause trouble. I mean, white's alive already. The fight's in white's favor. So yeah, white's leaving a cut on purpose. Okay. Black comes up. So let's look. Is there something unfinished? Certainly the A group's fine, the B group's fine. So we can say, I'm okay, you're okay. The only thing is this A cut. So if we imagine black, and let's change it to here for a minute. And from here, we use our imagination and we say, who's going to do better in this fight on top, black or white? Well, white should. Even though it's black's move, there's just too many white stones and they're alive anyway. So it's a struggle for black. White doesn't mind as long as black's struggling. So white says, I don't need to fix that. That's a big thing for me I've been trying to understand that for decades and decades. I get more and more understanding, but just when and how, the subtleties are hard. Okay, so if we're not dealing with a cut a day, what else? Well, the A group in concert with area 1. For instance, kick, that's now white's corner. And if black plays, white can think, I like that exchange. I've reduced black, taken the whole corner, which wasn't mine, all in sente. Or black can say, no, I don't want to give you that in sente. I'm fine in the area. I'm not in trouble. I'll take my sente and play elsewhere. So that would be one idea. Next is the entire right. Kind of a lot going on there. I mean, can white come in? How should white come in? So that's where white went, was the right. Let's deal with the right. So he starts here. Try to cover up this typing. So white's looking to use the A stone, trouble the B stone, looking for the cut at C. These are the things happening locally that white's working with. And in large scale, if I can exist well on the right and catch the D stone, then I've done good. So these are all the, right? Bothering B is immediate. Bothering D, that's off in the future. Okay. Down. A, that's pretty common. B, maybe. C, interesting. Looking for how to create options. Notice never D. It's not accomplishing anything. Let's look at D, actually. Oh, I've helped my stone. Yeah, and now black's strong. There's nothing to do anymore. Maybe one move. But yeah, we need some options. So we're going to do one of the A, B, or C's. Decides on this one, which when you start reading them all out, makes a lot of sense. Black captures, obviously. Tari. I like this move. This is the kind of move I want to, this isn't, I know the move, I use the move, but inside I'm still playing this in my head. This is a terrible move. It's heavy, giving black the opportunity to surround us. And this is the Q idea. I just have all these Q ideas in my head that I'll constantly have to fight against. So here, we're saying hurting A is my primary. I'll give you B and C. You don't have any need for either one of them. You're absolutely alive. If you capture B, it's 2 points. Then you capture C, 2 more points. So small. If I get A, big. Out. Okay, starting to look like we're not surrounding black, but rather we'll just get our A group out and we know that B is alive. Okay. White's getting out. Notice any future against the A group is over. It's home. I mean, not all the way, but give me a break. Easy for black now. Get out. Black can't play this without knowing what happens here, right? You have to have this ready to go. And sure enough, he does. Okay. Here. Here. This one's interesting to me. What about the Hane? Why would this be better or not? Well, black will do something like this. And we have to come back and play here anyway. So white says that this A stone, I'm going to be playing it whatever you do. So I'll go ahead and just play it. If you come along, Gote, and you're not gaining a lot more, I'm trying to get in his head. Why? I mean, the Hane seems natural. He seems to be saying it's not necessary. It's not important. Okay. Black goes this way. Comes out. Now, a minute ago, we talked about this move. Very thick, nice move. But white's going to do great on top. So black says, I don't have time. I need to get up here immediately. White's getting near that cut at A. Okay, white did all that in Sente. So black doesn't have a lot there. And then here, as far as the next move goes, we have B and C. Those are the in-your-face contact moves. D, just flatten the whole thing. Let's look at D. I'm going to flatten you, flatten, flatten. Okay. Nice center, nice thickness in the center. And black didn't get too much, right? You have to try to get a handle on what do they all do, what do you want to accomplish. And it's easy to sit around for an hour discussing one move on the Go board, looking at that variation, making decisions, making discernments. Hard stuff to do. And we used to do that all the time as one don. As one dons, that's when I did most of my work. That's when I learned to count in game. You just look at every possible variation, but what if this and what if that? And after that, that was kind of like the foundation that I grew up on. White plays this way. Come on down. This is standard pattern. and it works out the way it's supposed to. Kari, and down. Black's cautious about this move because of the potential trouble in this area. The idea being that Black's A group isn't great, and this is kind of asking for trouble. So instead, he comes straight down. So White doesn't have that. Well, boom. Okay, nice and clean. Tari. So we have to think about our A stone now. A few things to notice. This is White's gote. White's not about to cut us. Oh, that's good to know. So White doesn't want to play this. It's gote. Unless it captures Black. Okay, so Black says, well, I'll just go ahead and live then. Okay, big move. This would be, for me, one of the hardest moves. Because at this point, I'm okay, he's okay. There's the side around A. What about the honey at B? What about the elephant eye at C? What about here? What's Black going to do? Connect? Great. The whole center area looks like White's now. So there's a lot of moves that look good. I'd have a really hard time sorting them through. I'd have a hard time. He plays a very simple move. Perhaps he's thinking, my D group, if Black plays there, I'm going to have to spend a lot of time getting this group in order. That's probably his whole intent here is, that's kind of Black's Sente, and I don't want him to get those points on Sente. And here. Queen A, Queen 1, Queen 2. I want that to be an A and a B. Tough. I remember asking Mr. Ying about this stuff. And he always breaks it down very simply. Clearly, Black's in trouble here. Okay, Black gets out. Okay. That means Black has the ladder now. So a bunch of stuff just happened. One big thing going on is the ladder. If these Black stones are alive, then area 1, let's do it again. Come on, we can do it. If this Black stone's alive because of a ladder, if the ladder works for Black, White A stones become weak. The B stones may die, giving that territory to Black. Kind of a big deal. So Black plays here. Hello, ladder breaker. This brings the ladder back to White, back to Black. White says, go ahead. Take your darn ladder. I am coming after the A group. This is hard stuff. Ladder, in we come. Now imagine Black playing safely here. Oh, this cut, look at that top. Enormous. Black needs to play this way. Down. Yikes. If Black plays safe, that used to be Black's territory. Now it's White's territory, and Black's still not alive. This is amazing stuff. This switch white did. White gave up the A stones, let the B stones die, even let the C stones die, because I can read out the entire D situation and I'll do great. Oh, that's big time right there. Connect, all connected home. This is pretty cool. White comes up, which means if black tries to disconnect, Atari. No disconnection. Okay. Well, what about this way? Well, Atari and they die. So no. This white move connects. Doesn't look like it to me. Black, white. Okay. Now white can't play here anymore. White's got to do it this way. Atari. So white's still fine. Cool. Black, white. Black connects under. White has to be careful about his A group, and he wants to attack the B group. Big Sente. Build the top. This is black saying the entire upper left fight is over enough. I can finish the bottom situation. Because if black doesn't continue the bottom situation, then he doesn't get the A stones. He doesn't get the B stones. He doesn't say the C. It's all, yeah, he needs to continue here. That was one of the problems of playing this path. White does the surround. And then we have this move. Do you recognize this move? This is an in-game move. White says, okay, we're in in-game. I'm okay, you're okay. Let's just start in-game. Yep. Attacking the group on the right. In-game. And I actually don't recall the in-game at all. Tidy up, tidy up. Nice and big. Lots of in-game. Regular stuff. And I'll just jump ahead. And what's the score? White by 25. Because white's top area is really quite big. Much bigger than, well, let's use this. White has a large area 1, plus the 2, plus the 3, I mean, plus little things. Black just has the bottom. So white wins by a lot. But I thought it was a pretty exciting game. Lots of interesting twists and turns. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed it.